Alrighty, so last video I decided to retire the Mark 4 stroke. It's every single time I ride it, another part of the bike breaks. And unfortunately, it's the rear of the bike that's giving me the most issue. It's just not possible to secure a wheel onto that frame anymore, which is disappointing. I have really enjoyed riding that bike. Basically what's happening is the rear wheel is seizing. It's just spinning, and I'm going to end up continuing to damage the transmission and or the motor. I don't have a frame to put the 4-stroke on just yet. I'm not putting it on the 5 because of the issues that I've had with the driveline and the cranks. I don't want to ruin the pedaling ability of the Mark 5 because I want to put a 2-stroke on it, because 2-strokes are easier, less hassle, smaller, lighter. I'm a little bit pissed actually, because the Mark 4 was working, I'm going to say, really well. I had the GPS app tracking, so I hit 45 k's an hour, which is slower than it felt. I thought I was hitting well above 50 in that thing, but GPS tells me 45. I really wanted to do a comparison between all the bikes, have them all running and rip around the neighbourhood and see what I could hit. But seeing as the Mark 4 stroke is now unrideable, I'm going to take that figure and pencil that in as 45 k's, because it's the highest I was able to record. So behind me we have the Mk2.5 with its 56 tooth sprocket. Again, this is a build that's cost me a lot in terms of breakdowns, and it's because this sprocket is crap. I had a 48 tooth on the Mark 4 originally with the hub adapter, and I found that was better than the 56. I think mainly because these stock little 2-strokes don't really have the torque to get the most out of a 56. But what I'm going to do is realign that rear wheel, and if we can get that running again, we'll go ahead and pop the Mark 1 forks on, which will sort out the issue I'm having with the handlebars in the front, which I'll show you in a sec. Now, the reason I've salvaged the Mark 1 spokes for this bike is because of this. Now, can we get this kickstand to work? Never. Now, pretty easy to see what's going on here. There's no chain tensioner on here. Again, I think this is because of the size of the sprocket. I could never get the chain quite right. So we do have alignment issues. So what we've got to do is pull the wheel out and get the sprocket lined up as best we can. All right, now we can thank the tripod for this camera angle. Shit! All I'm doing here is flexing the spokes without actually bending them. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Alrighty, now the fun part is getting this quick release to sit where it's supposed to. This is another wheel, it's just about had it. Alright, so, Mark II. No, Mark II screwed. Oh, look. I was really hoping to get the Mark II running, but the chain came off the second I pedalled. I'm sick of it, I've had enough. 56 tooth sprocket is just not worth it. But that's fine, because this is the motor I had always planned to pull off and use for the Mark 5, which is sitting over there. So I plan to be harvesting some parts. Anyway, so I'm taking this engine, pulling that exhaust off, and with the Mark III over here, I'll be pulling the tank, the boost bottle, the exhaust, and the manifold for the Mark V. So, right, this is my last running two-stroke. Let's see if we can get it started. Dodgy wheel and all.